Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today what I have for you is episode 2 of my Football Manager 23 save with Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Thank you very much for the support on episode 1. We've gone through all of pre-season. We've tried to make some transfers as well. I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a moment's time, but make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well. Let's get into it. So the only piece of transfer business that we've actually done throughout the whole of pre-season is Rajdeep Palit has joined Evesham, I'm not really too sure, on loan until the end of the season. We have really struggled. We do have actually, at this moment in time, have money to spend. We've got about £4,200 in weekly wages to spend, also £25,000 transfer budget to spend, but we can't get players out the door. I'm looking at the team. The only real place I think we need to improve is a striker, maybe a central midfielder. We've got loads of trialists in the door at this moment in time, or we did actually, they've all just recently left, and we don't really want to get any more players in before we can get some players out. I'm not really too sure how we're going to start the season. This was the plan, I think, in the last episode. I don't think I've changed anything since then, but going into these first 2 games of the season, that is what you will see in today's episode. I'm thinking maybe we start potentially a Jake Young up front, maybe a Viden Oliver. I'm not really too sure. In terms of pre-season then, we had a 6-0 win away at Northwood, a 5-1 win away at Steenhouse Muir, a 4-0 win away at Guiseley, a 2-0 win at home to Forest Green Rovers, a 2-0 win at home to MK Dons, a 3-2 loss at home to Forest Green Rovers. We were 2-0 up in that game, conceding an equaliser in the 90th minute, and then a loser, is that the right word? The opposite to a winner, either way, in the 93rd minute. Really, really disappointing. We then only lost to Arsenal's first team 3-2 at home. We won 2-1 at home to Jong PSV. We had an 8-0 win at home to Pilkington and a 7-0 win at home to Halifax City. In today's episode though, we do have this game at home to Doncaster Rovers, which is actually a 12:45 kickoff in Sky Bet League 2, and then also an away trip to Barrow in Sky Bet League 2. Let's get into this first game though against Doncaster Rovers, and fingers crossed we can start out with 3 points. Also, obviously in real life, we did complete the signing of Kieran Kelly. I was having a look at maybe signing him on here, but I don't really feel like we need another centre-half. He's not exactly outstanding on here either, so I think as much as I want to keep it realistic, obviously we are going to make in real life signings during this save going on, but we're just going to have to kind of ignore anything that kind of happens in January and base it around what is the current squad on Football Manager. In terms of training, Matty Platt is training very well, which is good to see, as well as Scott Banks and Tyreek Wright. Oliver, Critchlow and Hendry all not training him very well though, which is not what we like to see, especially with Critchlow being our best player in terms of star rating at this moment in time. But let's see how we line up then for this game against Doncaster. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for the first match, the opening day of the Sky Bet League 2 campaign. I've decided to stick with what I planned on at the start of the season. That means Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Brad Halliday, Matty Platt, Romney Critchlow and Matty Folds. A midfield 2 of Richie Smallwood and Ryan East. On the right side we've got Scott Banks. On the left side we've got Harry Chapman, which leaves Jamie Walker in behind Leangle. Big opportunity for Leangle in today's game with us having players like Cian Harratt, Andy Cook, Viden Oliver as well. We've got some couple of youngsters in there. Jake Young could even play as a striker. We do have some very good options in there. If Angle doesn't score, I'm going to look to change things up. On the bench though, we've got Colin Doyle, Levi Sutton, Timmy Odesina, Jan Songo, Dion Pereira, Tyreek Wright and Cian Harratt. So neither Andy Cook or Viden Oliver even making the matchday squad on this occasion, which is a shame to be honest with you, but I'm looking forward to it. Fingers crossed we can start with 3 points. In real life, this game finished as a 0-0 draw, so we will be looking for the 3 points in this one. Let's get into kickoff. Looking at this Doncaster team then, certainly does look like an interesting one. It looks like they're playing Luke Milenius, who's maybe a false 9. George Miller only on the bench for Doncaster, which is good news for us because he was probably written in the stars that he would score for us if he does play. He might come on off the bench and maybe pop up with the goal, but I want the team to make us proud today. I've certainly got the faith in them to make the difference, and let's get into today's match. See how we line up in its full graphic and all that sort of stuff. The I follow looking at graphic. I mean, the gap between our defensive midfielders and attacking midfielders looks quite big, to be honest with you. They're coming just to park the bus, pretty much like what they did in real life. Luke Milenius is playing as a false 9, which is something that we did expect. We're currently sat 3rd in the table. Our opponent's currently sat 8th. Let's get into kickoff though and see how we get on in today's game. I'm not sure who it will be to get us underway, but we are now underway for today's game. Have I got everything on the right settings here? I do. And it is Millennium Millenniux, who puts the ball out wide here to Rowe, driving down Doncaster's left-hand side. Not even 90 seconds on the clock yet. Close puts the ball over the top, dealt with by Matty Platt. Only as far as Rowe once more, who gets a ball into the box towards the back post. Header comes in, and John Taylor opens the scoring with only 2 minutes on the clock. Doncaster take the lead. Certainly not the start we were looking for in today's game, and that is really, really poor. Ball comes into the back post, and John Taylor's, 5'5", maybe something like that. There is no way either Critchlow or Folds should be losing a header to him. He just bursts in at the back post, wants it more than Matty Folds, heads it home, and it's Bradford City 0, Doncaster Rovers 1, with not even 120 seconds on the clock. Doncaster take the lead, and now they are going to well and truly park the bus with this, whatever you want to call it, 1,000,000 men behind the ball. That is not what we needed, though, is to concede an early goal in today's game, as Harry Lewis has the ball here. He'll look to play out from the back, and he finds Matty Platt on a yellow card, which is certainly not ideal. He goes into Brad Halliday, driving down our right-hand side, looking for a ball in behind. He finds Scott Banks. He certainly got the beating to play it through into Lee Angle, rounds the keeper, scores. Lee Angle with his first goal of the season. 14 minutes on the clock. We are back level, and it's Lee Angle on the score sheet. He had a big opportunity in today's game to prove why he needs to be starting week in, week out as the striker. He's got the best star rating for an advanced forward, and that is what I like to play with, either an advanced forward or even a pressing forward as well. Kean Harrett's more of the presser. Lee Angle is more of the advanced forward. 14 minutes on the clock, though. We are now back level, but we need to go on and get a couple more goals now. Throw in here for Doncaster. Noyle goes back to Alunkwu. I think Williams now finds Anderson. He goes back into Williams. Ball over the top looking for Millenniux. That is easy for Critchlow to deal with. And Platt now finds Banks. Walker now, heavy touch and loses out to Ben Close, the former Pompey man. It is with Oluwu, pronounced his name wrong there. Taylor gets there ahead of Folds once again. Platt does deal with it on this occasion. Folds with a little bit of time now to drive forward with it. Approaching the halfway line now. Finds Jamie Walker. He managed to hold off Close on this occasion. It's now with Romney Critchlow, the man on loan from Huddersfield Town. Folds driving forward once more. Looking for a ball out wide here to Chapman. Doesn't win that, though, ahead of Taylor, and now Ryan East picks up the ball here. He goes into Romney Critchlow, back with Ryan East. Tidy play, and he plays a great ball over the top here, looking for Lee Angle. Can he finish? Big save, though, from Taylor. Good opportunity there for Lee Angle. 25 minutes on the clock. We're certainly growing into this game at this moment in time, and we will now have a corner. Ryan East is taking this with his right foot, even though he's left-footed. That doesn't make sense to me. Ball towards the back post, cleared away by Maxwell, and it only finds Scott Banks. Can he cut inside and maybe get a shot off? He goes to the byline here, shoots. Terrible shot, well over the bar. 26 minutes on the clock. It is still Bradford City 1, Doncaster Rovers 1. Matty Folds with a throw in here. He goes into Harry Chapman, plays that 1-2. Folds goes into Smallwood. He finds Ryan East looking for Lee Angle. The pass is cut out, though, on this occasion. Now Doncaster will have the opportunity to counter-attack. We've got 4 players around Millenniux there. We can't quite get a tackle in. Maxwell now finds Rowe. A little bit of space for him to go back down the line into Maxwell. Gets away from Brad Halliday as well into the penalty area. He squares it for Millenniux, and Luke Millenniux scores. Question marks of offside, but the goal is given. Doncaster retake the lead. Really, really poor defending. Halliday's got to be doing better to stop Maxwell approaching the box. Critchlow's got to be doing better just to keep up with his man, really. He gets absolutely left for dead. Serious question marks of offside. Potentially Matty Folds playing him on at the back post. And Doncaster retake the lead. It is now Bradford City 1, Doncaster Rovers 2. 5 minutes or so to go before half-time. Certainly not ideal. It does actually put us bottom of the league table as things stand as well. Yeah, certainly not an interesting one. Not an ideal start to the season so far, as Doncaster have another free kick here, and it's now with Close. He goes into Clayton. East not strong enough to win the ball back, though, and Clayton slots it through into Maxwell once more. He's got away from Halliday once again. Shoots. This time it goes just wide. Halliday's having a really, really poor game so far. Certainly not looking quite up to standard. As we approach the half-time whistle, we are behind at the break. I'm going to tell them exactly what I think of that first half performance. You've been terrible so far. I think on the whole, we're certainly creating more chances. We've been the better side, but we find ourselves behind, and it's a results-based business. We need to win football matches. Walker now finds Folds. Ryan East, as we are now underway for the second half. Critchlow goes into Matty Platt, looking to build up an attack here. He finds Smallwood. Not really seen much of Smallwood so far in today's game. He finds Brad Halliday, though. Plays it through into Scott Banks. Is this his chance? Yes, it is. Scott Banks with his first goal of the season. Not even barely 60 seconds into the second half. Bradford City are back level once more. That's what we need to see more of from our inside forwards. Not really playing as wingers. We want them to be getting into them narrow positions and finishing chances. Halliday with a great ball through. Banks breaks through the offside trap. Maybe the keeper should be doing better there, but it is now Bradford City 2, Doncaster Rovers 2. Certainly an interesting game for the neutral to be watching, and we are back level. Ryan East picks up the ball here in central midfield, looking to drive forward. Ball over the top, looking for Scott Banks. He will get on the end of that. Can he cut inside maybe, or potentially get a ball into the box? He does. Looking for Jamie Walker with the header, saved by the keeper. Chapman with a shot, cleared off the line by Oluwu. And now it is Malenix who will look to counter-attack. It's been a positive start from us here in this second half. Folds, finds Ryan East. Ball into the box, looking for Liangle with the header off the crossbar. Rowe finds Scott Banks. Can we get a ball back in? It's eventually cleared by Taylor. Doncaster putting every man behind the ball at this moment in time. I'm thinking about maybe a double substitution, potentially one of the midfielders and maybe one of the wingers. Not really too sure at this moment in time. Our two central midfielders, though, are playing quite well at this moment in time. Chapman not really having a good game. We're playing quite well to say that we are only currently drawing, and it is close with the ball. He goes into Anderson. Williams now, bit of space for him. Can we maybe stick a press on him? Clayton. He goes into Taylor. We've got the overload on this far side here as Taylor's driving forward and he goes out wide into Noyle. What can he do with it? Can he get a ball into the box? Foldsy trying to stand him up. Taylor's got the inside run though. Ball cut back across. Malenix is there once again. Shocking defending, and Doncaster for the third time in today's game take the lead. 61 minutes on the clock. They're just killing us in these wide areas. Wingers too lazy to think that they don't need to track back. Chapman nowhere to be seen. Terrible defending again from Matty Platt, who once again just loses sight of his man. Malenix is never missing from 3 yards out, and Doncaster for the third time in today's game take the lead, and it's really, really frustrating and disappointing, and we are now going to look to make some substitutions because I'm certainly not happy with what I've seen so far. Platt has got to come off here. We're going to get Timmy Odesina on instead of Matty Platt. I also want to get Ryan East off for Levi Sutton and play Sutton maybe more as a box-to-box midfielder. Where's box-to-box? You not have a box-to-box defensive midfielder? Right, we'll push these two further on then, something like this, and then we'll play Sutton as a box-to-box midfielder. Smallwood, I mean, he can only really play as a ball-winning midfielder, to be honest with you, so we're going to have to stick him as the ball winner. Any more changes as of right now? I mean, I'd like to change some of the attack. Chapman's not having a great game, so Tyreek Wright's going to come on the left-hand side and play as an out-and-out winger. And for now, we'll leave it at that. I don't think we are going to make any changes as of right now. I'm thinking maybe Dion Pereira, potentially Kian Harrott to be introduced as well. We're also going to stick it onto attacking because we need 2 goals, really. We can't be losing at home on the opening day of the season. 15 minutes left on the clock. Nothing's really changed, so we'll make our final 2 subs of the game. Walker is going to come off now for Kian Harrott, and we're going to go to 2 up front. Play Angle as the advance forward on the right side. Play Kian Harrott as a pressing forward on the left side, and we're also going to get Dion Pereira on for Scott Banks, who's slightly tired in today's game. 15 minutes to go. Hopefully we can at least find an equaliser. We're not really creating all too much, to be honest with you. Time is running out. It is going to end full time. Bradford City 2, Doncaster Rovers 3. A shocking start to today's season, really, today's episode, and it's really, really disappointing. Doncaster took the lead on 3 occasions in the game. Some shocking goals we have given away in that one. The stats were clearly in our favour, nearly 3 expected goals, but overall we've come out with a defeat. Scott Banks looks disheartened, who's, to be fair, he's played quite well as Scott Banks. There was some poor performances though. There will be changes going into this game against Barrow. Certainly lessons to be learned, but we do now sit bottom of the table. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for today's match away to Barrow. Lots of changes from the last game. I think it's 5 in total. We've got Harry Lewis in goal, a back 4 of Levi Sutton, Timmy Odesina, Romany Critchlow and Liam Rideout, who comes back in. I thought both fullbacks were really poor in the last game. Matty Platt did not have a great one at all. Smallwood and Gilead are the 2 holding midfielders. Ryan East is actually right-footed on this game, which I don't really understand, so Gilead comes back in, not because East is right-footed. I just want to freshen things up in the midfield. Scott Banks on the right. Tyreek Wright comes in and starts on the left-hand side. Jamie Walker is in behind Liangle. Obviously, Angle did score in the last game, so he has kept his spot. Changes on the bench as well. Oliver, Young, both included now in the matchday squads as well. Let's get into this match, though, against Barrow. We need 3 points here, obviously. It's not ideal that we've started out with a defeat at home as well in a Yorkshire derby, so we could do with picking up the 3 points in this one. In real life, well, we were 2-1 down in, the 94th minute. Andy Cook scored in the 95th minute to equalise things, and then we conceded again in the 96th or the 97th minute, ended up losing 3-2, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen in today's game. We can get a comfortable 2-0 win. Go in the first half, go in the second half, that'd do me nicely, but who knows? Who knows? Niall Canavan does start for Barrow in this one. They're also going with a 4-2-3-1. Whitfield and Gordon, and even Jordan Stevens as well. They've caused us problems in the past. Let's get into this game though. Get into kick-off, and hopefully we can bounce back from the disappointing defeat in the last game. Well, absolutely nothing has happened in this first half so far. No highlights, just lots of yellow cards. Don't really know why nothing's happened. Both teams maybe cancelling each other out. Lots of nervous players out here at this moment in time. Smallwood's feeling aggressive and he's on a yellow card. Is there a way I can specifically tell him to calm down maybe? You bossed the midfield out there. Yes, Smallwood's done well. The defence though, I'm very happy with your defensive work. Oh no. But we haven't conceded, so how does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. We've not conceded, so why are they angry by me saying that they're defending well? If you've not conceded, then surely that does mean we are defending well. First highlight of the game then. Wright loses out there. Bit of a poor touch from Wright, and Warren is able to clear. Odesina with a good header there, and he finds Walker. Bit of a high tackle there. Gilead now looking to keep things ticking. Critchlow finds Smallwood. Over the top looking for Jamie Walker. In behind. Can he finish? Shoots. Scores. Jamie Walker with his first goal of the season. And he puts us ahead with just over 5 minutes played after half-time. Smallwood with a great ball over the top. Misjudged by the Barrow defence. Walker slots home on his left foot. Had quite a poor game on the opening day, but he's popped up with a goal in this one as my voice is nearly going there. And we are now ahead in today's game, but Barrow do have a free kick. Ball goes long. Finlay brings that one down. Stevens in a bit of space, driving forward here, shoots. Big save from Harry Lewis. That's a good thing about having a very good goalkeeper at this level. He comes up with big moments like that. Big save against a former Bradford City player. Obviously spent this, I think it was the second half of the 20/21 season on loan with us and was really underwhelming, to be honest with you. Hardly played, and when he did was pretty poor. He's got another shot off there. It's blocked, but it's still not clear. Odesina heads it a little bit further clear, but the offside flag is up. Great to see. With 65 minutes on the clock, we are now going to look to make some substitutions. Not really too many tired players, but I certainly think that we do need to make some subs. Banks isn't really influenced the game how I would have liked him to, so Dion Pereira is going to come on that right-hand side. But then Oliver is also going to come on at fully angled for his first game of the season and play as a pressing forward. We're also going to get Songo on here for Smallwood, who's on a yellow card and also feeling aggressive, although I say that, Songo's coming onto the pitch also feeling aggressive, so I'm sure that's not really going to change all too much. Both centre-halves are looking a little bit tired at this moment in time. How's Tyreek Wright playing? I mean, he's nervous and he's playing okay. We'll get Jake Young on this left-hand side as an inside forward as well. See what he can come up with in this game. I don't really want to change the defence because clearly they're both defending very well at this moment in time. So we'll save our final sub for now. If we do need to bring on another defender, maybe we take off someone like a Jamie Walker just to try and see the game out. But as of right now, I'm fairly happy with 20 minutes to go. Free kick here for Barrow. Whitfield with the ball into the box. Cleared away by Dion Pereira, of all people. It's now with Zuck. A little bit of space to find Josh Kay. Loves a goal against Bradford City. And he's put one over the top here. Looking for Billy Waters. Big save again, though, from Harry Lewis. The line-out doesn't have his flag up, but offside is given. 15 minutes left to go now. Do we want to make any of the substitutions? I'm not really too sure. Dion Pereira will take this corner though. It's a low one in. It's an easy clearance there for Barrow. Jake Young now in a little bit of space. Drives into the penalty area. Shoots. Good save from Farman. Odesina is absolutely knackered though, so he's going to have to come off. Matty Platt will come on for him for the last 10 minutes or so. Was pretty poor in the last game, so I need him to come on here, play well and see the game out. As Barrow clip a ball forward here, looking towards the Matty Platt sort of area. Waters brings it down. Finds Moyo. Little bit of space to cut inside. He looks to switch the play. Rideouch doesn't get there, but that should be dealt with in the end by Romney Critchlow. A little bit of time. He's composed on the ball. Plays a 1-2 with Harry Lewis and will look to slow the pace of this game down. Critchlow now finds Liam Rideout. Driving down this left-hand side. Looks long for Viden Oliver, but the ball is nowhere near him. Walker now finds Jake Young. What can he do with the ball? Driving inside. Gives it away though in a terrible position. Whitfield now driving forward looking for Moyo. Sutton should deal with that. Eventually Platt goes long for Viden Oliver. He wins the knockdown into Dion Pereira. Driving forward here. Walker now on the ball. Can he get his brace? He shoots! Good save in the end from Farman. He's not only saved it, he's done very well to catch that. Personally, I think he should have gone across the goalkeeper there. 8 minutes left on the clock. Farman sends a ball long. Platt is underneath that one though. Big physical presence. Songo does very well to retain possession there. Looking for that ball down the line for Jamie Walker. It's a great ball from Jan Songo. Walker shoots. Walker scores. It's a brace from Jamie Walker. Songo with the assist. Brilliant play from our number 4 on off the bench, can play in a number of positions there, but that's great play from him. Great touch, great ball in behind as well. I didn't really know who he was aiming for. Walker does very well though to get onto the end of that. He's got his brace. Like I said, didn't really show up in the first game, but he's come up with a brace in today's match, and that is all that matters. Form is all that counts, and surely the 3 points are ours now. As we approach additional time, 4 minutes are added on at the end of today's game. Can we maybe go on and get a third? We'll have to wait and see. As Matty Platt clips the ball down the line, looking for Dion Pereira into the box, he shoots. That was never troubling Farman, really. High, wide, lots of power, not much accuracy, and that should be the full-time whistle. Barrow 0, Bradford City 2. First clean sheet of the season. A brace for Jamie Walker as well. Oliver coming on and putting a 6.9 in, while Angles only dropped to 6.3. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be rotating all the strikers that we've got because you can't really get any out the door at this moment in time. Nobody really wants any of our strikers, and to do that, to get more players out, there's no point us signing a 5th, 6th striker if we've still got 4 or even 5 players, depending on where you count Jake Young playing. So we've got options to play up there at this moment in time, and I don't really want to be signing another one if we don't need to. But regardless of that, big 2-0 win there, first win of the season, and hopefully now we can progress very well, go into the next couple of games. I don't know when the next will next come back for an episode. It might be at the end of August, early September, something like that, unless we go on a cup run. I'm not really too sure, but that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes, as said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 500 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Thank you very much for the support on episode 1. Thank you for watching as well. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all very soon for another episode. Peace.